Yeah. Did anything resonate with you guys? Did you like anything?
Yeah, he would
Yeah.
just read me the poems.
I actually had a
I
lot of
saw that
questions
video.
about your images in here.
Oh,
How did
sure.
you what was your process in choosing the images? So these ones that you took, did you have the image before you wrote it, or you wrote it and then found an image that went with it?
Yeah, I had written everything, and then I kind of went through all of my pictures and was like, okay, this picture kind of feels like that poem, or this is kind of giving the same energy that this poem is giving off. So I would just I kind of experimented a bunch and put, different poems on different pictures and Irina, and then I just kind of, I don't know. There was one night where I just stayed up for like 5 hours and just edited pictures. I wasn't really even thinking. I was just kind of just going. And
Yeah.
then the next day I went through them and then I was like, okay, yeah, these are giving the emotion that I feel these writings are giving. So,
Is it in order? Like if
uh,
as we're reading it, we're like going with you, like in the order that you wrote them.
no, I don't even know what's the oldest thing I wrote. I'm not sure like the chronological order. I just I wanted to put it in an order that felt like a flow. Like you weren't always up here or down here. You're always kind of, you know, like riding this wave. Um, and then I had uh, the idea of separating them into four different chapters and, yeah, naming them after seasons and because it all kind of felt like a season. Um, certain pieces felt like they led into other ones, and then other pieces felt like the end of a chapter, and then into a new one. So
I think it's so vulnerable of you to just even share your journals.
yeah, it's pretty scary actually. If
Oh
I think about it,
yeah.
my anxiety like starts to
Yeah, 100%. Like
act up.
you just put yourself out there for anyone to perceive it however way they want to, you
Yeah.
know? And but I'm sure at the same time you've opened such a conversation that you're like giving permission for people to have with you, you know,
Mm.
because you put it out. I love it.
But but don't you feel that way though? Like especially through filmmaking, like the more honest and vulnerable you are, the more you can connect with the audience or with other people. Like but
100%.
it's the scariest thing. It's like
Oh
it's
yeah.
something that
Yeah.
you know.
But
It's so
but
weird
at
how
the
that
same
happens.
time I feel like because we just gave permission to like put it out there and people to come to us and talk about it. You just hear these stories and like you're
Yeah.
able to really like have talk about it in depth, you know. Oh, I love that. That's what it's about. That's what it's all about, I think. Because then like
Yeah.
no one feels lonely anymore. I mean, do you feel like you've really connected with people through your book?
I mean, yeah, I feel like I haven't heard like specifically how it's affecting people, but like just from people telling me like, "Oh wow," like just people saying like, "Oh wow, you did this like in quarantine and now I want to do something, I don't want to
It's
just
so
sit around."
It's very
inspiring. It's
inspiring.
so inspiring.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I was like, how do you get this
Yeah.
printed? Like, how do we do this? This is so cool.
Thank you. I really just wanted to like to challenge myself because I knew I mean, I work at Royal Hawaiian Hotel, so they're still closed right now, and I don't know when I'm gonna go back to work or if I'm even gonna have a job after this. So I just really wanted to like challenge myself to create instead of just spending all this time consuming. Especially with all these streaming apps now. Like you got, I can watch all the Marvel movies if I want to right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's messed up, man. Um, but yeah, it was challenging, but I think it's good. Now the challenge is to keep creating and not just get comfortable and go back to just doing the same things. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think I think we're all kind of in this space right now that's, especially for artists and creatives, like we're in a space where we have this chance to really explore our art and thrive, And I think I really feel like this lockdown has been like a blessing in disguise, especially because for me I was really starting to get burnt out at work. So I knew I was approaching a time where I needed a vacation, and that happened right before the lockdown, so that was perfect. And yeah, man, I hope more people, like start making stuff and putting stuff out there, because like I'm interested to hear everyone's stories, and see like how everyone manifests them and into an art form. So I hope that it brings out more stuff.
I think it's amazing that you turned a lot of like how you felt and you came out with this. Like, I'm sure like everyone, I feel the same way about this whole like quarantine and how it's like given us some space and time that we weren't able to like give to ourselves, and now we're able to.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, a lot of people are gonna spend time doing things that are passionate, and a lot of people are gonna make stuff like when we finally can. There's gonna be so many things that people are gonna
I think it's having this time where you're kind of forced to be just wait and have quiet, is actually accelerating a lot of connections and accelerating a lot of learning. Just by its nature of there was less distractions. Yeah, there's a lot more that you can do online, but like you couldn't go anywhere.
There's just more clarity, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely was like, oh, it wasn't work, or oh, it wasn't this or that. It's clearly this big thing, and there was just so much clarity of like what I need to deal with, and I think it's all good.
Yeah, man. It's been an interesting time, definitely.
It's been an important time. I think it all depends on like how you choose to deal with things and what you choose to let affect you, and finding things that are more important than all these little things and prioritizing that and how you feel. Like, I definitely feel like I've really been putting some time and energy into like making sure we're okay and that we're like practicing gratitude. And I don't know, like when you just feel like stuck, it's good to really see why, and maybe that's where calling comes from. Maybe that's like, you're like, well, maybe I need to make my book, or maybe I need to go to Palau. Like, all those things are valid, are relevant, and are so like, it just takes that like space to see it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I think you said it as best as you could.
I mean, that's from my personal experience.
I think we can share that experience for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, now I'm just ready to like hang out with people and really like be like,
oh man,
you're amazing, like you're a great friend, Just
that's like one thing.
Feed people, yeah. That's where I'm at now.
I'm usually a pretty comfortable hermit, I'm pretty good on my own, but now that I have to be in my room all the time. I mean, I don't have to be, but I've been in my room all the time. It's like, well, I kind of miss like socially being social with people
100%.
and like
But
interacting.
it's not just that. I feel like you have something that deserves to be celebrated, and that's something that I feel like we've taken big
Oh
steps
man,
to, like, confronting a lot of things, and maybe it looks like you making a book. And when you do something like that, you want to be able to celebrate it with people you love. Like, that to me was like the part that was missing, because I felt like in my experience I've dealt with big things, and I wanted to just be like, where's my friend who I'm just like, are you so proud of me, like we've come so far, you know, like that's, I feel like I just, when this is over, we're gonna make a little party for you about your
let's
book.
party.
Let's
Let's do it.
let's do that. That's what we're
Let's do
gonna do.
it.
Just celebrate everything
Yeah,
that's happening.
like,
Yes.
that's what we deserve, you know.
Yeah, I think we do need to celebrate. I mean, it sounds weird, but we do need to celebrate ourselves, more often, because I feel like we're so used to putting ourselves down because of that's how like that's what we're taught to do, like growing up, like we're not like what we see on TV, so yeah, all that stuff, right? So yeah. Anyway, sorry. I don't know what else.
No,
No,
yeah,
that's fine.
I feel like it's a whole monster to rewrite that in our brains, because that doesn't have to be how it is.
Yeah. And it's not selfish. It's like
It's
if
not.
you're taking care of yourself, you can take care of the people around you.
Totally.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I love it. I just feel like I always know, even just like right off the bat when we met you, and even like personally for me, I've just felt like we know each other. Like I feel like we've known each other for
Yeah.
so long, and like you just speak at a level that I so can relate to. Like I just love talking about things like this, because it's things that like are very acknowledging and supportive, and it's just the type of things that we need more in this world, So I just love your insights and how you think, how
Thank
you
you.
articulate yourself. So
Thank you. I feel the same way about you guys. Like, honestly, the other two lives I did, were with people that I only met maybe once or twice too, but I felt like a deeper connection with. And so it's funny, like it's kind of followed this trend,
yeah, this
I'm
is
just like talking to people. It's like I was honestly trying to think, like, okay, when was the last time I saw you guys, or when was the first time I saw you guys? And I was like, that was the first and the last time was the first and the last time I saw you guys, Oh well, I saw you to drop off the book, but other than that,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I didn't really spend a lot of time with them, but I feel like I know them, so I knew that this conversation would be fun, and
That
so
makes me so happy. I'm glad you feel like heard and acknowledged and seen. Like that makes me so happy.
no, yeah, I'm a very intuitive person, so I always trust my gut, and yeah, you guys are. I feel like maybe we probably knew each other in a past life or something, or something like that. Maybe we were like whales or something, living in a pod together or something.
Don't even get me started. I love whales. Like there's whales on our wall. I there's like this legend thing, or like tradition thing, some other cultures where you can have whales in love.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like your idea. We were whales. I like that one. I think
Okay. No, because I did a past life regression meditation one time.
to
And
like
I
your past self.
yeah, it's like
I like
yeah, it's kind of trippy. It scared me the first time I did, and it didn't do anything. But the second time I did it, I kind of knew what to expect. So, but the lady pretty much just tells you to, imagine a hallway, and then you see a bunch of doors, and one of the doors opens to you, but my hallway wasn't like, because she wasn't very specific.